Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. The politics of the Republic of Kenya has now shifted. We begin to write a new script for the future. We begin to calculate, sent back to the drawing board. We begin to realign ourselves into what has happened and what is yet to happen. But my question is, as a Kenyan, where will you belong? Will you belong to the side of government? Or will you belong to the side of the Gen Zs? Or maybe, will you belong to the side of those undecided? As Gen Zs were demonstrating, as William Ruto was making announcements, but there's an announcement I know that has not come to your attention. And if it came, then a few have got it. Ruto has made appointments and promoted officers in the KDF. Yesterday, Wednesday, William Ruto made new appointments to the Kenya Defence Forces, promoting and posting officers. The president said that the changes were consultations with Acting Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi and the Defence Council. And this is how the statement read. On the advice of the Defence Council, chaired by the Prime Cabinet Secretary and Acting Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Defence, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, upheld the Council's recommendations and made various promotions, posting, and appointments of Kenya Defence Forces officers. Within the appointments, Major General Stephen James Mutuku was appointed Deputy Commandant, the National Defence College. In the Kenya Army, Colonel Edward Maurice Ondabu Nyamao was promoted to Brigadier and appointed Chief of Compensation and Welfare DHQ. Colonel Collins Otieno Metok was promoted to the rank of Brigadier and appointed Chief of Personnel HQKA as Colonel Kiplimo Koech took over the Chief of Training after being promoted to a Brigadier. Colonel Clement Kimaiga Nyakundi was promoted to a rank of a Brigadier and was appointed to the Deputy Managing Director, the Kenya Meat Commission. Colonel Victor Ndewamburu was promoted to Brigadier and appointed Commandant Combat Engineers Brigade. Colonel Eric Nzioka Kitusia, on the other hand, was promoted to Brigadier and appointed Chief of Logistics HQKA, as Colonel Salash Kantai was promoted to Brigadier and appointed Commandant Military Intelligence Corps. Colonel Edward Willie Banda was promoted to Brigadier and appointed Brigade Commander, 8th Brigade. Now, the Embakasi garrison is going to get new heads, as Colonel Jackson Lesayo Lemakara was promoted to Brigadier and appointed Commander of the garrison. Colonel Dr. Charles Ondego Chieng was promoted to Brigadier and will now be the Chief of Naval Medical Services. Colonel Yusuf Hussein Adam was promoted to brigadier and appointed Chief Communication Information System, DHQ. Lieutenant Colonel Reverend Jane Wairimu Muringi was promoted to colonel and appointed service chaplain, Kenya Air Force. Colonel Bernard Marikie Oluoch was promoted to brigadier and appointed base commander, Moi Air Base. Colonel Eutychus Ndewa Nyawira was promoted to brigadier and was appointed head of training, support and research at the National Defense College. Colonel Nehemiah Kemei will be promoted to brigadier and will be chief executive officer of the Defense Circle. Lieutenant Colonel Masi Wairimu Kamau was promoted to be a colonel for finance and audit at the Defense National Security Industries. These appointments were done and as a way of aligning the Kenya Kwanza government to its rightful course. As a president, there's what we call conducive environment for work. That is why some of these changes, especially in the military, are very crucial and very important to the president. And these changes reflect, or maybe they came as a result of the newly formed government, the government of national unity. As I told you, during Kibaki's tenure, it was duped nusu mkate. They came to Uhuru Kenyatta, they changed from nusu mkate and they labeled it a handshake. Now comes William Ruto. They have again deleted the term handshake. They have now replaced it with the government of national unity. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say this. As the Gen Zs continue to push for critical reforms in the Republic of Kenya, allow me to inject my opinion, my fair opinion that is not biased. The reality on our hands, as I told you, is we have a new government. That is the reality. The reality I told you we cannot forgo. The reality we can't bury heads in our we cannot bury our heads in the sand and just assume that something is happening. Now, allow me to tell you this. And I'm sorry to have given a disappointing statement, but let me say this, because if I don't, history will harshly judge me. Yes, we are going to achieve massive reforms in this government. I agree. Massive reforms. Massive changes in government. But get it clear. If we cannot plan ourselves as Gen Zs, the reality remains one. If we can't mobilize ourselves early in advance, if we cannot plan our politics now, if we can't sit and begin to strategize, if we can't sit and begin to consolidate, there is one constant. Ruto is going to be a second-term president. I'm sorry to have told you this. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry to have told you this. But if we cannot get serious, I know nimewakasirisha, but that is the reality we are staring at. If we are not careful, Ruto is going to be a second-term president. God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. See you in the next video. Asanteni sana.